Hello, my name is Trenton Boone. I'm a nursing major, and I'm doing my presentation on the effects of climate change on our world, um, not just locally where I live here in North Texas, not nationally, as in the United States of America, and not just, but all three, and also globally. Um, let's jump right in. So, climate change in North Texas. What's the problem? Well, simply put, the problem is climate change. Um, North Texas is known for um, already being hot, but with climate change, um, temperatures are threatening to go through the roof. Um, why is it a problem as far as climate change? Well, you have droughts, floods, higher temperatures. Um, North Texas, our rain season has passed as of right now. But we do get droughts because of climate change. Um, the waters drying up, creating droughts. Then droughts cause a major problem because Texas has a lot of cattle. If there's a drought, the grass will not grow properly. If the grass doesn't grow properly, the cows cannot feed correctly. If they cannot feed correctly, um, the farmers and the ranchers cannot get their cows to market. If they can't get their cows to market, then the beef industry drops, which affects more than just North Texas. It actually affects it affects globally as well. Floods are also another um, thing we have in North Texas. I know out at my house, I live in South Maid, Texas. Um, we have what are known as flash floods, and there's a creek that runs by my house. And when the rain season hits, um, the rains come up and um, and it floods. Our house is actually flooded a couple times. Thankfully, no major damage, but this is all due to climate change. Also, higher temperatures. North Texas is already hot enough. With climate change, the temperatures continue to rise through the roof, um, even higher. Um, Climate change as a country and as a world. So, um, specifically talking about North Texas climate change, um, because of climate change, some Texans could lose their jobs. Um, as the climates begin to change, as it rains, flooding, we already mentioned, could keep people trapped in their house. Also, I know Texas doesn't typically have very cold winters, but because of climate change, this year, I believe, was actually predicted to be one of the coldest winters that North Texas has had. And because of this, I mean, it can keep people in their houses. It can keep a lot of elderly folks in their houses. Around wintertime, a lot of elderly folks fall, slip on ice, fall, break bones. Um, Different problems can occur. Different things. Um, as a national problem, you have coastal flooding, hurricanes, forest fires right now. There's one of the largest forest fires going on in California that they say sparked from a gender reveal party. However, because California is so dry, they're in a drought. Um, Things easily being set on fire, and this is all due. This can all directly be linked back to climate change because there is no rains. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, sorry, there is hurricanes, flooding. Recently, we just had a huge hurricane hit Houston, Texas, caused major flooding, caused major damage, and this is all due to climate change. And on a global scale, um, you're looking at glaciers melting. You're looking at icebergs beginning to melt, beginning to break apart, beginning to float off. Also, different economic impacts. Because of climate change, you have the price of different needs and different things that people desire. The prices are going up because it becomes harder to get things to certain people because of the change in the climate. Um, you also, so the statistics, um, of climate change and things that are changing in our climate. So between 2041 and 2050, scientists say temperatures could rise as high as 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Scientists have begun to see rises, incredible increases in temperature through years. I mean, in the under the American climate change, scientists say that since 1901, temperatures have risen on average almost 2 degrees every year. So this is America. This is national, but this also affects us in North Texas because we are in America and we do live in America. So that the temperature rising in North Texas, I mean in America, affects North Texas as well. Also, global climate change. Scientists say the global average sea levels have risen about 8 inches since the 1900s. This is incredible because the reason average sea levels are rising is because you have the ice caps melting, you have glaciers melting, you have icebergs melting, all this water melting, and it has to go somewhere, thus increasing our sea levels. This, I believe, if this continues to happen, if global warming continues to happen, this continues to be a reoccurring thing, I think that we could eventually start creating more flooding, a lot more things happening. Now, this is all, that was all the negative, all the bad things of climate change with really showing no hope. But I did come up with some solutions. So a solution for our local problem here in North Texas would be more recycling. Global warming, through research, has been found that is incredibly determined by humans because of our waste, because of the amount of trash that we throw away, the amount of trash we let get to the ocean, the amount of trash we let get into other parts of the world. The trash builds up, can't really go anywhere, break down. Carbons are released into the air. A lot of problems when we don't recycle, when we don't reuse what we have wasted, and when we can just waste and pour out. It's a big problem. As far as American climate change, I mean, you can look at carpooling. You can use less carbon waste, all reducing your carbon footprint. The amount of gas, I mean, the amount of climate change that is affected just simply by car exhaust is incredible. So in carpooling, cutting down on the amount of cars on the road, cutting down on the amount of people that are traveling to the same place but bringing multiple vehicles will be a major help. As far as global climate solutions, if we started cleaning up our cities, I know in different countries cleanliness is not necessarily a big thing. There's a lot of trash, a lot of waste buildup. I'm about to leave this Thursday, headed to Africa, and I know in Africa there's a lot of waste, just waste out in the streets, and these people don't really have a lot, but what they do have, they don't take proper care of it. They're wasting it. The buildings are collapsing, so on and so forth. Also, proper waste management. If we had cities that would enforce a recycling law, everyone has to have a recycling bin, and it could enforce the amount of garbage that we are just throwing away, this recycling. Also, this would all help. I mean, to reduce. We all need to reduce our carbon footprint. If we can all, because there's a massive amount of humans creating a massive amount of trash. If we can limit this trash, limit this carbon footprint, I believe we can really tone down climate change. I don't know that it is a problem that we can ever completely stop. We've tried for years to stop climate change, to stop global warming, but I feel like if we can continue to press forward, continue to help, never stop giving up. I believe that's the number one step to the solution. And here I have my works cited page. I cited the balance.com, the Dallas News, and EOS.org. All of my sites. Thank you so much. My name once again is Trenton Boone. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and I enjoyed having this class with all of you, and thank you so much.